Okay. Batten down the hatches, folks. Everybody knows my next guest is the godfather of soul. What am I doing here? Let me tell you where James is going to be. He's going to be in Las Vegas at Bally's on November 8th and in San Francisco at the Circle Star Theater the 9th of November. This is his new album called Love Overdue. Would you welcome James Brown?
This is what we all need in the world today. Surprise me tonight. I hope that it'll work. Because we're going back for a man that I love and you love, Mr. Johnny Carson. Brother Johnny Carson. Great, great. And it goes like this. Hit it!
Jam till your feet get dusty. Jam till your body gets
And group. Thank you very much. That's all I had in me. We'll take a break. We're coming right back. Stay where you are. Good James Brown.
A gospel according to James Brown.
Hey, it's great to have you here again.
Well, thank
it
you
really
very
is.
much.
You're working as good as ever. You are about the hardest working guy I've ever seen in show business. Somebody says you're booked practically all the way through 1992.
Yeah, thanks to God and my agents. But I tell you, I just want to say to each and every one, thank you for all the support over the last few years, which hadn't been the greatest thing happened to me, but I think it was one of the most rewarding things to know that people love you and you can find out things you never knew before. Brother Ed, in my most trying times, Ed McMahon, Brother Ed, he sent a letter to my wife and myself and gave us support that it meant a lot, you know, brought tears in my eyes, and I didn't think he'd ever do that to me.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to have that support.
And back to this fellow.
Yeah.
You know...
When was the first time you were with us? How many years ago was that?
I don't know. It was 20...
Can we turn that down just a little? That'll do it. Fine.
About 20. I don't know. I guess,
Was it 15, 20 years ago, something like that?
20-something.
Yeah.
And change, you know.
Now, how do you keep doing this night after night? You're not as young as you were. Neither one of us. When you got me over there, I said...
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, come on, you say
About that.
Your home base is...
I can fool myself anyway.
Your home base is South Carolina, but you grew up in Georgia, right?
Augusta, Georgia, yes.
Yeah. People from Georgia?
Georgia?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, is it true as a kid you used to sing in the streets there to pay the rent?
Yes, I sang.
What kind of stuff did you sing? You remember?
Well, most of what I did dancing, you know.
Right.
Because Louis Jordan hadn't got hot like I wanted him. But once he got hot, I said, California, what make your big ass off? But I did real well. I sang and danced.
Sang and danced.
Yeah. And it was rough because we didn't have my father didn't have a formal education, and my mother. And that's one reason why I stress education, along with other things, love and respect, with the first number we just finished doing.
Right.
Because at these times, we need all of those things to make it. It took love, it took God and love for me to be where I'm at, you know?
Right.
And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy being here with you, Johnny,
Yeah, I'm
because
glad you're here.
you did a lot of good things for me in my life.
Yeah.
When I went up against Madison Square Garden, he said it can happen. And I went to the Yankee Stadium, he looked at me, he said, well, he must be know what he's doing. And thank God it worked all those times.
You knew what you were doing, too.
And I love you for those
Yeah,
things.
thanks.
Johnny.
Didn't you used to work for radio or sing for a radio station or something, and now you ended up owning the same station? Is that,
Well, you know,
is that true?
I wished I sang for it. I was a kid shining shoes.
Shining
I
shoes.
shined shoes in front of it, a little boy trying to get the money to go to school with and buy the food and do a few things for the family. And I wound up being able to own the station. And I
Right.
thank God for that.
Yeah. Been nice.
Well, it's been pretty good. I thank the Lord for it.
Who influenced you now? MC Hammer does a lot of. Well, I guess it's just Hammer now. He dropped the MC, didn't he? It's just Hammer. All right?
MC, he's still
Yeah, I guess he's just Hammer now.
Well,
Who influenced you when you were growing up as a kid?
Louis Jordan.
Louis Jordan.
Yeah, but you know, anybody having those chickens?
Right.
You remember that, huh?
Yeah.
You guys said remember that?
Sure.
California, things like that. Louis
Right.
Jordan.
Right.
And then I did a little Roy Brown, which was more or less on the R&B rock side. But Louis Jordan, he was a fellow lucky enough to be like Nat King Cole. He went straight down the middle and he made it.
How many dates are you going to play this coming year? You have any idea how many dates?
This coming year, it's unbelievable because we just was offered 10 days in Russia.
Really?
It's kind of a goodwill thing to let them get the funk, you know.
Yeah.
But then
That'll get them democratized real quick over there.
real quick,
Like,
you know, they get it.
You gonna do something? Are you up to doing something else for us since you're swinging tonight?
I'm ready.
Huh? You want it? It's all you. It's all you. Go get it.
Can't pass it, people. Can't pass it. Yes, man. where people inside and shaking hands and dancing to the music of the soul G's band. You ain't on the good foot, get on the good foot, do it on my good foot, go do it on my good foot. Ain't nothing going on but the rent, a whole lot of bills and my money spent, and that's on the bad foot. My baby can talk, I got the blues, got a funk job and I paid my dues. I put a dude on my good foot, get on the good foot, get funky. Jump up and round applause. You're very sweet. Excuse me, ladies. You're very sweet. Ha! Hitman. Everybody say it now. Everybody, shoot. Shoot! Hitman! Shoot! 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 Hitman! Shoot! Hey! One more time for the living legend of soul, James Brown. Godfather, Johnny Carson. Shoot! Hitman! Shoot! Hitman! Oh!
James Brown and Company. And we'll be right back. Stay where you are. Little Flop.
A night for Excedrin PM.
This was no day to be me.
It's my night!
Someone had to tell you.
Termites.
They said no spouses, so.
So I can't sleep and my head aches.
The young lady who was kind of helping with your hair during the break there used to work here at NBC, Alfie, right?
That's my wife.
That's
yes.
now your wife.
Yes.
Yeah.
She just produced 4 episodes, television, video, and she's doing a fantastic job.
Super.
With me, which is almost unbelievable, thank God.
That's great. Anyway, here is Richard. Richard Jenney has been with us before. He's a funny guy. He's originally from New York. He's appearing at the Punchline in Jacksonville, Florida, November 10th and 11th. And he is also at Bunkers. Don't you love that name? Bunkers Comedy Club in Orlando, the 12th through the 14th of November. Would you welcome Richard Jenney? Richard. Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
I mentioned you were originally from New York. How does a native New Yorker make the commitment to come to Los Angeles? Because most people who live in New York always kind of put down Los Angeles. Would never think of living here.
Well, I had to buy a house because it's the only place in L.A. I'm allowed to smoke. You go to other people's houses, you know, and they just go off on you. You know, you light a cigarette and they give you that look of, my God, why don't you just relieve yourself on the furnishings? Right in our home, I feel... Hey.
He's trusted, known to treat himself well, living the good life. Then he disappeared, along with millions of dollars. Left behind a bank in shambles, a banking crisis in Rhode Island, and questions left unanswered. Family and friends said, say it ain't so, Joe. I-Team reporter Jim Terracani takes a look back. Joseph Malacone, 1 year later, Thursday at 6 on News Watch 10.
Good to see you again, Rich. Drop in anytime. Anyway, you'll be at the Bonkers Comedy Club in Orlando. James, thank you for being here tonight. Great to have you here. Great luck. And Ted, thank you much. We'll be watching you for many years, we hope. Tomorrow night, Patrick Duffy, comedian Jex Fothworthy, and the music of Animal Logic. We'll see you then. Take care.
Coming up next, actor Charles Grodin and country singer Nancy Griffith on Late Night with David Letterman.